All right.
I
All
took a
right.
photo of you, the shirt you gave me, and I tagged you, and you didn't even see.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure I'll like it. I'll look at it and like
Too
it.
late now. It was on my Instagram stories.
Oh, I don't go on Instagram that often.
You post stuff sometimes.
I need to go on my Instagram more. I
Yes, you do.
I keep forgetting to do that.
Well, that was awkward. Welcome to B.o.P episode 70. This is Whisk here, and we have Outlandish. Let's
What's
go ahead.
up?
Bam. Finally, we actually are back. Just heard some at least 30-second commotion about you need to get some more Instagram.
I need to get on the Instagram.
You need to get on the Instagram wave,
Yes.
apparently. Yeah, so we all know that now, so cool. Whisk here, Outlandish, and we are here, episode 70 of B.o.P Gaming. We are still using the new type of camera settings, which is kind of getting a little bit laggy, but hopefully it catches up, but it's all internet-based, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's still
what's happening
figuring
behind
out all
the
the
scenes. Yeah.
kinks and stuff
Yeah.
still. So,
But we do
yeah.
got two cameras set up. Yes, February was a very, very challenging.
Oh, it was
podcast.
quite
A
the
lot of
challenging
personal
month.
things
I
and
was very
events.
busy. You was very busy.
Yeah,
It was a lot.
And I feel a little bit short in this. I feel like a little hunched over, but I ain't gonna deal with it. Next weekend we'll get a better position.
Yeah, we'll figure it out because
But-
I don't know what happened this week. Somehow, just things were not working.
Shouts out to the TikTok family. We see you. What's going on? Follow us. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. We're always active on Twitter, regardless of the situation. Because you got me, then you got Outlandish.
Yep.
Putting out facts, putting out rants, and it's been a crazy last month and a half. But this week has been not so much news, but very important meaty news.
But the first thing we want to talk about, because you got yourself a nice little gift over there thing.
Yes, this was a very, very odd anniversary for us because the wife doesn't play games like that. She's very selective with a couple of games, and I went ahead and bam, gave her an Xbox Series S.
And then what did
she
you
is
get?
loving it because of Disney. She loves Disney, so she's like a little princess playing a little bit of princess and doing what she needs to do, right?
So what did you
and I didn't think
end
none
up
of it. I
getting?
just whatever it is, what it is. Boom, and then the PlayStation VR 2 came out on your birthday.
You did.
On your birthday. It came out on your birthday. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. And I'm just looking at reviews and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be cool. It's got new features. And it's, I'm like kind of selling it like, oh, look, the kids will play it too. It'll be fun. It'll be great. Da da da. And it's a new thing. Blah blah blah. Think none of it. Bam. Spoil the surprise. I looked through a UPS tracker in my email. And it said, oh, you're getting a package. SIE. I'm like, what the hell's SIE package? I'm waiting for my Comcast thing to come in. That's not from SIE. And then she got frustrated, took the phone, was like, here. I was like, oh, God. Oh, God. So I got the PSVR 2, and it's really, really great. Thanks, babe. Thanks, babe. Love you, babe. It's an anniversary gift, and I
So
love it.
how is it?
Dude.
Explain it. Come on, give us a little mini review.
Yeah,
Come on.
I am hip to the VR landscape, but of course, the Vives and the Quest, and you got Quest
I have
too.
the Quest 2, and that's what I've been using for my
Yeah. So
VR journey.
I will say it is a very, very stellar device. Yes, it is $50 more than the actual console itself. That's the only downfall.
$550.
Is the price. But I will say, playing Horizon Call of the Mountain and looking down when I'm climbing is scary.
I was playing that too when I was over the other week.
Yeah.
I was playing that, and my God,
Dude, it looks delicious.
yes,
It is great.
Yes, it definitely.
The
did.
sense controls, you can feel
100%
the
did.
water ripples from your hands when you put your hands in the water. It's like that is cool. I was playing Resident Evil very, very quickly because I am not a horror person.
I know you're a
I
little
don't-
scary. Got scared.
I was a scaredy poop. I will say. I will admit I was a scaredy poop. I did not like it. I did
Got
not
so
like
scared.
it. But I just need to take at least a shot or two of straight liquor for me to just
Some
reduce
courage.
my anxiety. Some liquid courage. Yes.
Yeah, liquid courage.
Some liquid courage so I can go about getting the storyline for Resident Evil. But I will say the accuracy of like loading up your gun, so that's all still new to me, and I really love it. Those that play the VR, that's common and it's pretty cool. But you don't understand how great that is. Now I will say the Gran Turismo 7,
Oh yes, I know you played that in VR too.
dude. even though I just started, so I'm in a Honda Fit, I'm in a Fiat.
You don't have
whatever.
all the special vehicles yet.
But it looks delicious. Inside the car, you can look outside, like you can look at the beaming of light, and it feels like you're getting vitamin D straight out outside, but looking in the, like. And now it's
That's awesome.
it's I think I'm going to get that Logitech steering wheel to have the exact feel of a
So you
racing
get to
simulator.
feel, so you get to like see the peripheral vision all around and
Everything,
stuff,
bro.
while you have the wheel and the brake pad. So you're
Yep.
literally like driving a car, like
Yes.
an actual car.
Yes, and the funny part is, I was playing a Mini Cooper, right? It don't have side mirrors. It didn't have side mirrors when I'm racing, so I couldn't see if they're gonna pass me. So you know what I did? I looked behind, like a sick man,
Like, yeah.
going 90 miles per hour. Looking back, I'm like, oh snap! And you can see everything, bro, from the seat detail and everything.
You
Nobody's
didn't do
driving.
that with your 90 miles an hour?
I did it in a game, and it was cool, and it was great, and it was fantastic, and I loved it. It was great. So I would recommend the VR, but if the games are now out.
Well,
So-
it just came out, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's not backwards capable with the first
Yeah.
VR stuff. So we have to wait until either they convert them to VR2 or release new games or whatever.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? I just see. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's going on? But I will say that if the price point's the only one's drawing back, I would hold off. It's probably not gonna go down anytime soon.
Like I said,
but it has to be a great game to come out.
for
Gran
me-
Turismo is one great game.
For me, I'm not gonna get it yet until there needs to be more games for me.
it's got to be. Yeah, it's got something
For
more
me,
interactive.
for me, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I see a couple more games that I actually want to play, then I'll probably like do it.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I could wait. I can
Yeah,
wait.
and I would say if you know.
And if I really need to play, I can just come here and just play here. Yours.
That too. You know, which is cool. Hey, dude, VR time. But I'm telling you, I have to show the wife the Gran Turismo. There was there's a virtual guide to see the Dodge Charger CRT Hellcat.
Yeah.
It's like a taxi color with
Oh.
lights, wigwags, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But you hear the authentic engine,
Oh, so it has that powerful.
and you go in, you can see everything,
engine.
bro. It was ridiculous. But that's my experience with the VR2. It's fantastic. It's great. I highly recommend it. Of course, if it's somewhere the price point, then that's an issue. But let's go ahead and dive into. Did this come up? Yeah, it came up. The EU, and why we're talking about EU is because they went ahead and they approved something, and then. Okay, hold on. Yes, we getify the crap out of Lewis's Outlandish's camera setup. We could. Oh yeah. I tried to find the other thingamajiggy and I couldn't. So, man, TikTok. If y'all see it right now, his little. If you go on the live chat and you see Outlandish's camera setup, it is leaning, but it's leaning because we put the two little boxes, and one of them is the chocolate, which is a mistake because you can't do that. I pregulated one chocolate, so I'm about to get moited. Anywho,
So
EU,
yes.
they were making a determination to accept or deny the
Acquisition
the
of
current
acquisition of
Activision.
Microsoft and Activision Blizzard.
yes.
Yeah.
Then they were gearing to accept it, which, if you see, and I always put Wiss said it, I am against this acquisition,
I'm 100% against this acquisition. Yes.
and not just saying that we're Sony fanboys. It's just not. It doesn't seem
it's-
fair.
exactly.
Anywho, we can rant after that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
the
exactly.
EU, 8 hours after it was announced they're going to accept it, now they said, hold up. We gotta wait. April 25th. We gotta wait.
Because they
We gotta
don't
wait.
want to rush things. They kind of want to take their time. They want to look over everything, make sure everything is good. Because basically they felt like they were being rushed.
Of course they were.
That's what they felt like.
During the time they were. It was leaked that they were lied to. So they were like, wait a minute, we just got lied, bro. We got lied to. Hold on, let's go back to the drawing board. And then people just like, whatever, it is what it is. But no,
And you know
gotta
what's
actually take
funny?
the time with it.
Because this will pertain a little bit to it because this happened a couple of weeks ago. That Phil was mentioning that even if this deal does not go through, it's not going to be a big deal. Remember he said that?
Yeah, I would say that is a lie
I figured it
because
is.
the things that they're trying to do to make this work
Exactly. So
shows me that they're
it's
going to
just-
have reduced IP. Yes, they have Starfield. Yes, they have Redfall. What's after that?
exactly.
They might have space. Is it called Spacebound still? Space something. It was the resurrected. Starts with an S. It's a resurrected game that was coming out. That was
Scalebound?
Scalebound. There you go. Scalebound. What the fuck did I say? Anywho, so they got a couple, but after that, what else?
It's like It was supposedly a new Fable game supposed to come out. We have heard nothing about it in like a year or two.
Yeah.
No new Gears of War. No new like. What other IPs do they got?
Halo now is being tanked. Pretty much.
Halo.
Halo's
I don't
being
want to
tanked.
talk
Like
about
it's
that
not.
one.
It's
not
nah.
what it is. Yeah, that was an
It's a very
awful
unfortunate
launch.
circumstance.
Yeah.
Very
it's like-
unfortunate.
I was laughing because when Phil said that, I was like, does he actually believe that?
Yeah, and because they have to build confidence to the investors of the Xbox brand. Because what if it doesn't go through? Then it's still got to continue to do what they got to do. Game Pass is still rocking. We're not knocking that. I personally have that. They're the
Even
pioneers
though-
of Xbox game online gaming, so they're pioneers of that. They got stellar titles.
Yeah,
they got a fan base and it keeps going strong. But they need to do something better after Game Pass. Like, all right, Game Pass is hot.
Because
What
Game
else?
Pass, because it was also released during like the notes and all that. That even though we already knew this, they're losing money with Game Pass.
Yeah, it's good. They admitted via reports through Bloomberg and whatnot that, and they knew that it was cannibalizing their own sales. And
Duh.
They
said that straight up, but we already knew that. It's
when they stopped reporting the numbers for their console sales is when you realize that they're banking towards software deployment.
and then when they finally released their numbers, it's such a big difference.
And me personally, I don't look at that as a big defeat because that's not what the company's focus is.
Yeah.
Whereas Nintendo and Sony will always, and even Apple doesn't do it anymore. They don't show their hardware sales. So it's like, I guess I get it. It was always a confident metric of success based on how much they push out and how much they sold overall. Mm-hmm. But knowing that Microsoft is pushing a software type of revenue generation with subscription base, it's like, but has the subscription base went on a positive front versus negative? Because if it started to tank and decline, then it's an emergency.
Exactly.
Like it's something needs to be done. But they're gonna take another month. That's EU approval.
Yeah, it's April 25th is the day they're giving us, which is about a month and a half.
And now we have the U.S. FTC, their lawsuit and hearings start on, I think, August 2nd or August 9th. It's in the first week of August.
It's the first week of August. Yeah, they're going to start because the FTC is suing Microsoft, saying like, what they're doing is like,
it's clearly anti-competitive.
Yeah.
If those that are just joining in, hopping in, and finding out what is this acquisition, what's the big old deal?
Yeah, we better talk about this for a
Yes,
while.
it's been in the industry. It's supposed to close around June, but that ain't gonna happen now.
Oh no.
And it's been going back and forth with Microsoft because Microsoft wants Activision, and they're saying because they don't want just Call of Duty, they want to take advantage of King, which is the parent company of Candy Crush in the mobile department.
Which is a huge company.
And then I don't think I got this picture, but I think we're gonna. Let me see if I do have the picture. No, I don't think I did because I just talked about it right after. No, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna black it out because then it segues to what a rumor has been happening.
It's a
yesterday. Rumor.
Yes.
Okay. So to combat, let me blank this. To combat this acquisition, what does Sony need to do? My personal opinion was
They need to buy someone
purchase
big.
EA. My thing was, I still say that it should be EA, and I feel that could be a big win for Sony. But there's a rumor yesterday, take it with a grain of salt, that Sony will be purchasing Take-Two for an undisclosed amount.
And just so you guys know what Take-Two, what they do little games like Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Redemption,
Just little games, just
BioShock, just little titles, like pretty much all the sport titles, like MLB, NBA.
Correct you, MLB no longer is 2K.
Sorry, it's,
2K. WWE.
WWE, yeah.
Then the only basketball game that beat EA, which is the 2K series.
2K series,
Then you got NHL 2K, if that I think still exists or something. PGA, so golf. Mm-hmm. And again, you said Grand
Theft Auto. That's what I said. Remember, number 6 is coming out. We don't know when.
We don't know when.
It's coming out.
But it could be an exclusive now.
We don't know.
So to have Microsoft purchase Activision and they take advantage of Call of Duty and whatever exclusivity that they're not giving that to Sony. They're not going to give any exclusive to Sony.
No,
they're going to
because
cut that
if
bitch
that's
by
the
3 years
case,
and
then
call it a
Sony
day.
can be petty too. Be like, okay, you're not giving us Call of Duty. I guess you're not getting Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's it. And Red Dead Redemption. And not to mention, they would have Zynga as well, which is technically a King competitor, but King's obviously eclipsed them.
Well,
but
King is so much more money.
if you guys are not familiar with
because
what
Zynga was
Zynga is,
back in the day.
Zynga was Farmville.
Farmville, which I used to play back.
Everybody
in the day.
used to play it. That's
Yeah.
what we found out what microtransactions was.
Yep, I used
through
to
the
play
Facebook.
that. Mm-hmm.
So you got that right, and they have other, their mobile division.
They were popping off in the early 2010s,
Yeah.
but just not so much.
Yeah,
now.
and then King got in, and
And then
Activision got King. So
Yeah.
so it's not. Sony would get EA because I think it'll be a mammoth of a purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But Take-Two is not that bad either. Because again, you got Red
No.
Dead and you got GTA. Not to mention, we're talking Sony. Have y'all guys watched The Last of Us on HBO?
Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Okay.
Last episode was so good.
So, to be clear, if they were to do this, any title now, y'all have to look at it in a TV perspective at this point.
Grand Theft Auto as a TV show?
You know how much downloadable content they have? Now imagine a series of like season
They could do, like,
43.
the first season could be like the Vice City. Second season could be like
Liberty City,
Liberty City, like
San Andreas,
San
all the side
Andreas.
missions. Yeah. Everything.
So much I could do.
Red Dead Redemption, a whole nother Wild Wild West
A nice
type deal.
Wild Wild West TV show?
So let's think now because Sony has put it out there. Sorry, Halo, that game adaptations to movie screens now could be super authentic.
And don't forget, Sony has God of War, Horizon.
Yo, Horizon,
all in the works
Horizon,
of coming
bro.
out.
Yep.
And if they do anything like they're doing with Last of Us, I'm super amped.
Oh yeah, super amp and super sold.
Because
And
if they have,
HBO
like,
should
if
be
they
the
keep
exclusive for
story,
Sony.
like, amazing, the characters amazing, just like what they're doing with Last of Us.
Work with Santa
have another
Monica.
worker.
Tied with Santa Monica. Work with Guerrilla Games.
Yeah, Gorilla, yeah.
Work with them while doing. Well, Sony owns them. Sony
And then
owns
who
the
knows?
IPs.
Maybe if they do good, maybe we could start getting like some of the kid stuff, like maybe a Ratchet and Clank TV show.
That too. That could
I
very
would
well
love
be-
that.
Yeah.
I personally would love that.
So you got to look at it from that lens as well. So to have Sony do this Take-Two as a counteract, maybe he'll say, all right, let's get an agreement with Take-Two. Once that's getting done, they'll approve that and then approve that and call it a day. Then now we know that if you really love Xbox, if you really love Call of Duty, you might need to get an Xbox or Game Pass if they put it as a day one.
We have to see if that.
I personally don't think that's the
deal's
case.
Gonna go through. We don't even know what the deal's going through.
I don't even think Activision would put Call of Duty on as day one on Game Pass.
You don't think?
I don't think so. You know how much sales is going to decline? The if they put it to Xbox as an exclusive, they want to bank on the sales and move units. This would be the only time they can actually move units and put units in
But
the
I
living
thought Game
rooms of
Pass
those
is their
that.
life, though. It's their lifeblood right now. They want day one thing because I think that's what people will want mostly. Like,
Yes.
oh, we're gonna get Call of Duty, the new Call of Duty day one on the Game Pass. Yes, that's what they would want. But obviously, I don't think Microsoft wants that because if they do that, just like what they said earlier, it's cannibalizing their sales. If they do that, no one's gonna buy the game because they could just go on Game Pass, spend their $20 a month, and get that Game Pass right there.
Yeah. So that's another thing, especially for Call of Duty, because that's a heavy game.
Because Call of Duty, people go for that game. People love Call of Duty. People will go the night of midnight to get that game.
And they still do.
They still do. to
Yes,
this
you got
day.
you could put the Warzone on Game Pass, which makes no sense, but it's free anyway.
Yeah.
But Call of Duty, the game itself, they're gonna have to move the unit. So that would be if you're just letting something eat the crap out of you, like to cannibalize your sales.
Because
if you
something
put
like
on
that
Game Pass.
needs. That's why it's like I know that's what people are saying that but that's probably why they don't want to make Call of Duty thing because they understand that if it goes to Sony, people will buy it because they don't really have Game Pass
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
and they don't release their big titles on Game Pass day
Yeah.
one or Sony's Pass.
Yeah,
whatever they call it. Yeah, that they don't do that.
Nope.
So that's why it'll be a good idea for Microsoft not to do an exclusive on Call of Duty. But who knows what they're planning on doing? I don't know.
So that's a rumor. So let's go switch it up because we're talking about Sony now.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about a brief recap of the state of play. Which was okay.
Yeah, it was very okay.
And now
it was okay.
And before we started, I wanted to speak on what was I going to say? The state of play and Sony and oh man, I just lost my train of thought. What we were talking about earlier. It was going to perfect segue. I forgot the actual I'll remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lackluster,
It was
but
very lackluster.
Still good to show. They show more VR games to come out.
Yeah,
I
they
want to
showed
keep
a
it
bunch
really
of the
brief.
VR
So
games.
yeah.
Yeah, they showed a bunch of the VR games, which they were okay. Like Journey to Foundation looked interesting out of all of them. The rest, I don't know. Green Hell looked.
No Man's Sky for VR looks great.
It looks decent.
The fact that you could just do whatever you want to do and then do it in VR, that's cool.
Exactly. So those were the things they were showing off, and of course they showed off Destiny's 2 new DLC.
Ah, yeah,
Which
Destiny.
looks pretty cool. I'm not a Destiny person, so I don't know. I don't know if
I
you
fell
are too.
off heavy.
So I was like,
I'm rocking legacy weapons that still do me some justice, but I don't know, man. I got to really find out what's changed, and everything pretty much changed and all that stuff.
They also announced the stuff that's coming onto the PS Plus on March, which is the Battlefield 2042. It's coming out the thing. I know you must have felt some type of way when they said that.
Yep.
Code Vein is also going there. And then we're also getting, which I was actually kind of shocked by this, Ghostwire Tokyo is coming onto the PlayStation Extra.
No,
That's a Bethesda game.
Ooh,
Remember?
yeah.
That's a Bethesda game. And I was like, that's going to the thing? I was
It's
like,
not. That should be VR. Isn't that VR?
No.
That should be VR.
It's a like a action game.
That should be VR.
And then the other ones come is also the Uncharted Legacy, Thieves Collection, and Immortal. And then the Tetris Effect and Res game is also coming on the thing.
So,
but yeah, what shocked me was the whole like the Tokyo Ghostwire. I was like,
yeah.
okay.
What I
that's
did find interesting was the last game that they showed off, which was
yeah, they showed
Suicide
a big
Squad.
chunk of it.
which is good. It looks nice, and the fact that you can hop around to four different characters is pretty cool. The voice acting is stellar and nice.
My only thing is they announced that it's going to be always online.
That's where
I did
Not
not
even-
like that. They didn't even announce it during the thing.
Not
It
even
was
during the
announced
presentation.
Afterwards.
Yep.
I was not a fan of. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of always online games when it's a single. When that means if the game goes off, you can't play it anymore.
Yeah, if there's a cyber attack, if there's any server issues, guess what? You ain't going
You
anywhere.
can't play the game.
You can't play the game because it
And
needs to
that's
ping
why I don't
the,
like
ping
games
the servers.
like that. I don't.
That's
like,
annoying.
It's so annoying. So as soon as I
hope
heard
they
that,
remove it. It
I
doesn't
was
seem like they're getting that much
okay.
slack, but I don't. That type of situation is only going to really affect once it actually happens.
Exactly. And we have to see when the game comes out. We have to see how good it is or not. Because from what I'm seeing in the trailer, it looks decent. It looks good.
It looks
It looks
decent.
like it'll be
It's
fun.
nice.
It
Yeah.
looks like it'll be fun. It's a nice little co-op game you can play with your friends.
Yeah.
4-player co-op.
Yep.
It's fun.
So we keeping that brief. State of Play wasn't
Yeah.
really popping.
It wasn't, like,
nothing too
amazing.
eye-watering, nothing too epic. I will say this broadcast today, my camera is going through it. I am super slow laggy.
Oh, mine's
Either
fine
it's the
though.
settings or I have a lot of things running in the background that I should have cleared. So that's going to be my fault.
Is mine
Yours
thing?
is super clear, nice and fluid. So
That's good. I like
yes, you are good. So let's go change this picture here, and we're going to go and talk about. Let's do this because it was kind of funny. Since that should have been a good segue, and I totally failed on that. So
That's fine. No worries. What's up?
the VR, the VR Quest
Oh,
recently just decreased their price from $14.99 down to $9.99.
yep. This is the Quest Pro, which was the one they were trying
Pictured
to
here, you
get
guys,
to
for you guys to see it.
the people of the industry, or the the people, right? It's like it's for the people of the industry.
Those,
or something like that.
Yeah, it was
It's
mainly
expensive.
They admitted that it was geared towards in the industry and for those that would love to have a VR setting for retail, real estate,
Meetings,
Meetings
things like
and
that for like work and stuff.
Yeah, so you get it, you test it out, and you want to apply APIs and go from there. But it was still available to purchase and utilize all the doohickeys
But
with
the price
Quest.
point is what people were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" But still, at 1,000, that is still a lot.
It is still steep
It's still
compared to
steep.
the Vive HTC Vive something. It's $1,100. That's the $100 more, with obviously more library.
And let's not even talk about the PSVR too.
Yeah, that came
That
out.
just came out $550.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 days ago, they were like, "All right, we're gonna reduce the price." Like, but why? Yeah, it's because now they have a VR competitor that has a lot of doohickeys as well. Mm-hmm. For half the price. Yes, the trade-off is it's not its own device itself.
Yeah.
You got to tether it, but you're saving close to $500.
Yeah, because not only did they reduce the price of the Quest Pro, they also reduced the price of the Oculus 2, because originally, because it was last year when they upped the price up $100, now they brought it down $70, so now it's $430 instead of $400, which is weird. And they're keeping the price of the 120 gig at $400, so it's like $400, $430, and then their $1,000 model.
Yeah, that's insane.
The three things. It's just like, but the reason why it's happening because the sale of the the sale of the Quest went down 33%.
Yeah, clearly.
So it went down like no one was buying it.
Yeah, of course not.
Because of the price point. That's what it is.
They
It's
raised the
literally
price by
point.
$100. No system raises their prices.
It expects to be sold. Like what the
Yeah,
heck?
like not to mention we're not in a great space in America here when it comes to inflation. The
Exactly.
whole world's feeling that too. So to have that, then raise $100 and then come out with a product that's $1,500.
And you thought you was gonna sell them?
Yeah, dummy.
That's why you went down 33%. And,
Stupid.
and going down 33% is a lot.
That's a decline.
That's a lot.
Decline,
It's not like
bro.
5% decline or 10. It's 33%.
Yeah, so that's why they're like, look, we'll chop some of the dough from
and
the
see
bottom.
if they can actually make some money out of it. Or
Yeah, and
something.
then we know that we're gonna get more out of from the new Pro, the picture you see there.
Yeah.
But no.
It's still at 1,000. It's still, in my opinion, not worth it.
It is not worth it. I do not like it, and quite frankly, this should get reduced to $600.
Yeah, make it like 600 or something like that. Then it'll be more doable.
All right, Square Enix, hit me.
So there's actually two newses with Square Enix. I'll first start off with that they're going to get a new boss. So
Switching up CEOs.
So currently the current one, Yosote Matsuda, he's the one. He's been there for 10 years, and he's the one who is going like all out on the NFTs, the blockchains, the everything that's going on like right now. And it's like, of course, as you know, the NFTs and blockchains are going downhill. Like really
I'm
fast.
seeing. I was just thinking about this. Like we haven't heard NFTs
And
in a
he
little bit.
still like was on it. Like I want to do this. I want to do this. So I'm guessing Square Enix was like, you know what? We're going to replace you. So in June, they have to do a vote, obviously, because you know that's how they big
you know how that
corporations do
go.
it. So in June, if everything goes well, there's going to be a new guy. His name is going to be Takashi Kiryu. Hopefully I pronounced it right. I'm sorry. I butchered it.
I don't know.
He's the new He'll be the new CEO. He's been working for the company for 2 years, so it'll be a new position he'll be going to. And the thing is, though, what he was working before, he was working for a company called Dentsu Innovation Initiative. What do you think they were focusing on during
NFTs.
that? Nope.
What?
The metaverse.
You got to put the mic in front.
The metaverse.
No, stretch it. You can stretch. Oh Jesus! You're able to headbutt yourself. I get metaverse.
The metaverse.
For the third time, metaverse. Really?
So it seems like, you know, if they try, I guess instead of going the NFT route or anything, they're probably gonna go the metaverse route, which is gonna be interesting, to say the least.
Who the hell are they gonna partner with?
That's what I don't know. I don't know, because this all was just announced, so I don't know like what's gonna happen or anything like that. But yeah, because his old company he used to work for, they were doing innovation in the metaverse. So it makes me think like, okay, so if the new guy is gonna be a new CEO, I'm guessing, I don't know, it's 100% that he probably want to do something with the metaverse or something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah, but what console?
That's what I'm trying to figure out too. I mean, they have the PSVR 2, so that could be something they could release on that. Maybe this could be a little hint on, remember what you said before about Sony buying Square Enix?
Yeah, dude.
And then him having a thing in the metaverse, and they have PSVR 2?
Final Fantasy VR environment.
I
Midgar.
don't know. I don't know.
Using
This
materia,
is just saying.
summoning Shiva.
We're just talking right now. Nothing
We're just
official.
we're just
talking.
communicating here.
We're just talking. That's it. I'm just saying, if someone before used to work with the metaverse and things like that, and he's going to become the new CEO, and we all been talking about Sony buying Square Enix, and you know they have their PSVR 2, and you know what VR is. Metaverse type of things. So
I'm with it.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We shall see. Let my predictions be great.
And then another news I want to add on, since we were talking about Square Enix, Luminous Productions, the people who did their recent game Forspoken, is going to be absorbed by Square Enix May 1st.
So when I seen that on Twitter, people were like, they gave up hope that Forspoken is going to be trash.
They said straight up, they're not giving up. They're going to still work on patches. They're still going to work on DLC.
Yeah.
There's a DLC that's coming out later this year in the summer. That's going to be like a prequel to the game to explain like the history of her and all that type of stuff. They said not to worry. Basically, the company was originally kind of part of Square Enix, but it was like its own separate company.
Yeah.
It was created back in like 2018, I want to say. Yeah. And then they just decided to absorb it now, and now it's going to be like part of the team and stuff like that.
So they were just afraid that it didn't perform the way it needed to.
No, the reviews
struggled
weren't,
apparently.
Yeah, the reviews weren't great. Didn't sell
sucks.
that well. It was unfortunate.
I don't know. Maybe it was not promoted well, and it wasn't.
It doesn't seem like it was promoted that well.
Yeah, I thought it would be like something longer. Like right now, I'm fearing. Excuse me. I'm fearing that Redfall might be like that. Redfall is a very popular game, but I think it's going to go.
I hope not, because Microsoft is banking on this. Because
no, I think it's going to be successful, but I don't think it's going to be
so, because
what
if not,
they
that's going to be a big loss.
I don't think it's going to be as successful as what everybody's thinking it's going to be, but it's going to be a seller.
Yeah,
it's going to sell. It's going to move some units.
I hope so.
But I feel Sony was banking on that. Square Enix was banking on Forspoken doing that, mixing the two. Let's just hope Final Fantasy 16 is not like that.
Let's hope.
Because if you think about it, we're talking like all the powers of Square Enix and making it look good, flush, and the action-packed of like Horizon type deal, right?
Yeah, because it's going to be a more action-packed, more mature game. So we'll see how that's going to go.
And now Final Fantasy 16 is trying with English medieval type of storyline.
Yeah, it's not going to be. It's going to. You also heard too. It's going to be like British accents, like British voice actors.
So how is that going to translate?
It's going to be like British. American.
So how is that going to translate?
We have to see. We
shall see.
Yeah, that's why. As soon as I heard that, I was like, it was kind of sad, but at least they're not giving up on the game, which is what I'm happy about.
Yeah, man. But that sucks. They're not giving it up, but it's not a good sign.
Yeah.
So let's just pray that it is still doing their thing. Oh, I did have Sony. Did I? Oh, yeah. Let's do that. We got two more topics, and one of them is a recap, but we're gonna save that. Let's do a quick recap of Pokemon Presents.
Okay. Yeah. So there was a Pokemon Presents, and so pretty much they did their typical stuff in the beginning. They talked about the World Championships, which is going to be the first time being held in Japan.
Yep.
And they showed the new little logo. It was really cute. Loved it. They showed a bunch of their mobile games, all new DLCs and all that type of stuff. But there was a big surprise on one of those things. Pokemon Sleep finally got announced again. After it was announced years ago, and then they just stopped talking about it.
Yeah.
And now they release it and have the full trailer for it, and it looks great.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole process of the whole concept of the game is you set it up to your sleep schedule.
Yep.
And then depending on the hours and the amount that you sleep will depend on the Pokemon that pops up in your little garden area. That thing. And pretty much, I guess the more sleep that you get, and depending on the kind of sleep, you catch certain Pokemon. Because there's certain Pokemon depending on, there's 3 different levels of sleep.
Yeah.
And depending on what kind of level you take, will determine the Pokemon that comes to you.
You know what's sad?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to try to find a way to exploit that.
I'm sure they will be.
Just like what they did with counters and steps with Fitbits, and they'll find a way. But I will say that it's a good way to promote better sleep,
Exactly.
getting better hours of sleep. Ooh, that sucks.
So that they said it's coming out this year. They didn't say exactly what day yet, but they just said it's gonna come out this year. And another thing that they showed off too, which was a little interesting to me personally, as a classic Pokemon collector, they had a new thing come out. It's called Pokemon Classic Collection, which is pretty much a felt mat with like really good like dice and like cards that is like in a really good condition and stuff like that. It's pretty much you playing like the old Pokemon game, but for like adults.
Weird.
The way that they have it set up, it looks really, really cool. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, it's called Pokemon Trading Card Classic. It looks really cool.
My God.
It-
I saw that twice. I am getting distracted. Yep.
And then the other thing that they announced, which I was pretty excited about because I love stop motion, Netflix announced a new TV show for Pokemon called Pokemon Concierge. And pretty much you're a concierge, which is someone who takes control of a hotel.
Yep.
And so you're a hotel for Pokemon. So this Pokemon come visit the hotel and you take care of them, stuff like that. And it's all going to be done in stop motion, which is like, the puppetry and type of thing.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That's cool.
So
Is that a series or a movie?
It's a TV series.
TV series on Netflix.
For Netflix, yep.
Nice.
And then, so that's going to come out that. And then, the big announcement, there's going to be 2 new DLCs coming out for Pokemon Scarlet.
Okay. Now, one already released, right? Not a DLC, a patch. A patch just released, right?
Yes, that's just a patch.
Okay.
But this is DLC. The first DLC is going to be released in the fall.
Okay.
And then the second DLC is going to be released in the winter. The first one is called the Teal Mask.
All right.
And the next one's called the Indigo Disc. They're both going to have new Pokemon coming into the thing. It's going to be like, they showed like the 2, it's like 2 different kind of legendaries. And then, of course, they're going to add more Pokemon from like the past to actually come into the game. And Metagross, one of my favorite Pokemon, is going to actually be coming in finally, which I'm happy about. And we're like, okay, this is awesome. And both are going to have different kind of stories to it. One of them, you are taking a trip, like a school trip into Japan. And you're like, well, they're Japan.
Yeah.
And then they're going to do that. So that's pretty cool. And then the other one, you're an exchange student at another school.
Huh.
So that's the other DLC. So
all right.
Both pretty cool. I was pretty happy about that. And so I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, that's pretty much the Pokemon thing.
See, I didn't really catch the Pokemon aspect of the Pokemon
I was pretty
Presents,
excited about it.
But it's good.
Yeah.
They're still keeping it
The
alive.
DLC.
So,
The DLC,
Pokemon's
which I'm
always going to
happy
sell. But for DLCs for Pokemon, man, that brings vintage. I will say that my son, he's more hip to Pokemon than because of me, okay? I'm a proper dad with gaming knowledge, okay? We run a podcast, so you guys are aware. I was hip to the Suicune, whatever its name is. It's stupid, but we went ahead. I was
It's pretty
hip.
much the primal version of Suicune.
I was hip.
Suicune,
I was like,
yeah.
we need to do this. You need to make this happen. You got 2
the
weeks.
raid battle. Yeah, the raid
Yep.
battles. Yep.
And he successfully did a raid battle.
That's good.
Yep.
He had to. It was a level 7, and he had to get it. So he got it in his team, right? Well, probably not his team, but
Not his team, but he got it.
In the box.
Now, here's what's funny. Now he's getting slick like us. Because remember I called you about shinies?
Yeah,
Like
you
shinies?
were saying.
You know what he's doing now? People making shinies from websites and putting them on the trading. So he's got somebody that can just make a shiny, can just trade. You get 100 just to get shinies. I'm like, you kidding me?
Wow.
Y'all don't grind anymore. Y'all just it was funny because he was looking at through YouTube his little strategy guide. Remember strategy guides? Yeah, we that old.
Yeah. Now
We
all
that
the
old.
strategy guides are on YouTube now.
Yep.
People watch gameplay things.
Yeah,
on YouTube
everything you
now.
need, all you gotta do is search it right on there. You get a little
Exactly.
walkthrough.
I mean, I
boom.
do it sometimes with games.
Absolutely.
I do that.
Absolutely.
I do that still. Yeah.
PlayStation.
It's a lot easier to like look it up on YouTube. Be like, okay, how do I pass this thing? Okay, let me go.
Yeah. You know what's messed up? I get impatient. I can get a strategy guide, flip the page, and read it, and I feel that's quicker than me loading up a video and watching the video and seeing how it does it, which is stupid because
You can
then if I'm
literally do it on
looking
your
at it,
phone. You can like literally do it on your phone. Just
yeah,
do the
I'm
thing.
looking at them like, oh, and if I don't apply it, I get pissed. But if I see it, I'm like, oh, that's how you do it, you know. But I will say I used that with Final Fantasy VII, the old one,
Yeah.
to how to get Knights of Round by doing the glitch when you're on the high wind and you land with the
Yeah.
chocobo. Yeah, I got that through video. So that's the new age, man. I get it. I get it. But
that's what it is.
The
It's just
homeboy's
funny how you did that.
homeboy's
That's
only 8 years
funny.
old. He's already going through this. Oh, he could do this, and he does it. I'm like, oh, I don't need to teach him. All right, cool. So far, so good.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna get that out the way. We got one more here, as far as a topic. Then we're gonna go to some breaking news. Nothing too much. Now this one we're gonna talk is something that Microsoft just won against Sony, and that is a subpoena power that has been granted that shows all of. Okay, for one, let's break it down.
Yeah.
Microsoft just won a subpoena motion against Sony from 2005 till now of all secret dealings that Sony has been working with.
But it's been
Oh,
changed. Okay. I was making sure you didn't forget that.
You got to top it. Let me get a topic too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, go ahead,
Let me eat a little.
Okay.
Microsoft went ahead and got a subpoena power. Sony, now you're going to give me all your records from 2005 till now that shows all your secret dealings with other publishers and games so we could bulk up our defenses.
To say, you know how Sony is getting all these exclusive games, all these exclusive deals to only come on this for a certain amount of time and all that type of
So
stuff.
Microsoft wants to build its defenses and go, see, Sony's doing this too. So if
Giving
Sony
these
could do
companies
that,
monies
let
to do
me.
that.
Yeah, if Sony could do that, let me get Activision Blizzard. So this is a way that Microsoft can build its case to allow this acquisition to smooth sail, especially in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The judge seen it two ways. We will grant the subpoena, but we won't get it from 2005. We're going to start it from 2019 and on. Because that is the most relevance.
Yep, January 2019 to current.
So 2019 to current is to show all the secret dealings. Now, the only secret dealings that we've heard about, which we are very familiar.
Final Fantasy 16.
No, tell me. What's that?
Yeah, remember it's coming on the Sony PS5 first.
Yeah, that's not what that's what.
Oh.
You're right. You're right.
I was about
That
to
could
say,
be a part of it because Xbox wants all of it. But what Xbox wants is the deep nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah, games that they're not allowing to be released on their Game Pass.
Or agreements to pay them off to not be
On the Game Pass.
on the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Or any competitor for that matter. The only one that we know, or whatever, refresh your memory, is how Sony, which is fantastic, smart idea, why Sony was very hesitant to allow Fortnite on PlayStation Network IDs to be played on Macs, iPads, and Xbox.
I remember that.
Because
now. Okay.
Sony has an agreement that every time a person uses their PlayStation Network and buys something, Sony gets a cut out of that revenue. So Sony was just smart. But those are the agreements that Microsoft is trying to pull to build their weights against.
Did that happen in 2019?
Yeah,
now?
yeah, that happened that actually happened I think in 2019 and 2020.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that'd
So
be
there
one
was,
of the
it's
things
within.
that
It was recent. It
show. But what
wasn't too
other
long.
ones do you think will pop up on there? I think the
Call of Duty,
60.
Call of Duty, one year when they had that 1 year or exclusive for a couple of months, any monthly, 2 month, 3 month.
Was that during 2019 and
Yeah,
above?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I think Final Fantasy 60 would probably be one of them, I'm sure.
That would be one of them.
Yeah, because I know that's an exclusive.
If we dive in a bit deeper, what other?
I'm trying to think what other ones could they get, get caught with their pants down on.
Yeah, what other games? Sony to PC, but they finally did it with Horizon.
Yeah.
So they could have said, they had, like in 2019, they still had a policy dated back to not allow Sony on PC games. Doesn't allow games to be on their PC. I don't know.
I don't think that's all time.
Not
At least not
well, we were caught off guard about what
Yeah.
Sony did with Fortnite, but that was just smart business.
Yeah.
Microsoft could have done that too, but they didn't. Sony did. I don't know. I
So
don't know what else.
Microsoft is just doing everything they can to make this deal go through.
Everything they can to make sure that they could get a solid backing through the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
to get this acquisition.
Yeah. 'Cause
So to conclude this episode, I was saying again, and you probably get it through Twitter, I'm not for this acquisition. I feel that
I'm not for it either.
because
I'm definitely not for it.
not that the fan base is very, I would say, petty, or not petty. When one little thing goes, they just quickly bash and quickly smash on whoever, right? And I see that. So this dude, it was funny. This dude, he went and started bigging up the downfall of the price point of the VR2 and comparing it to Kinect and saying that Kinect was like the bee's knees. Do you know what Kinect is?
I know.
Do you remember how Kinect is?
I know.
The fact that I'm like, bro,
It was
it bothered me, but I didn't want to
It was
really.
not good. It was. He was trying. They were trying to sell the Kinect so much, and it backfired.
They
badly.
tried, and I give it to them because I bought it. But when I seen how they were forcing Kinect on all of us by selling a system bundled with it in hopes that you would play it, and they still haven't played it.
The games were not great.
So then they had to sell the system separately
the games were not great on it,
and very
It was-
buggy at best. and
Exactly, it was not working the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
It was not as accurate as they want you to believe it is.
So
It's like
So to have people really utilize, like, try to bash VR, but obviously point to Sony because Sony's a part of the 3 console war type deal, and then use the Kinect as an use a better
exactly
comparison,
like
right?
Microsoft. You had some good things happening to you. Use one of those examples. Don't use Kinect as your example.
Don't
You're
don't.
just
And
making. You're just
the
shooting
fans of
yourself in the
Xbox
foot.
don't do that again.
You're shooting yourself on the foot. with
Yeah,
that one.
I can give you a pointer. If you're an Xbox fan, power to you, but don't use the Kinect to try to big up Kinect.
because
Like,
it was not. It
even
was
my-
not a win. It was
even
not a
Microsoft
win.
said, "Shit, we can't do nothing about this." But I personally say the acquisition I do not like
Nope, not a big fan
because
of
they will
myself,
add
yeah.
so much IPs that they did not bring up. So it's like they're leaning onto these people to bring out these IPs. So yes, they would get a lot of IPs, but it kind of hurts as a brand. You didn't come up from the ground up. Whereas you got God of War that started from the PS2 days, right? PS2.
PS2, yep, the first one.
And you
came out
got
on PS2.
Horizon, which is the same company that brought out Killzone. Resistance, that was by Insomnia, or was that by Naughty Dog? It was one of those two. I think it was Insomniac.
Yeah.
And then you have Resistance, right? That came out. That was fantastic.
And then Ratchet and
Then you got
Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. All the home type of talent
Jack
that
and
was
Daxter.
raised. Death Stranding,
Uncharted.
Uncharted. Like, there's a lot of great stellar, even Oddworld.
Oh yeah, that was.
Oddworld Odyssey, like that. Microsoft doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying? They had Halo, which is their bread and butter, which
They
broke
had
into first
Gears,
person
they had
multiplayer
Fable.
besides GoldenEye.
They had Forza, while Sony had GTA. I mean, GTA.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, that's what I have to say.
So Xbox has Forza, they have Halo, now they have Sea of Thieves because of Rare, right? Because of Rare. Banjo because of Rare, Gears of War. So those, and that's it. Like,
I'm trying to think of what else does.
they had Blinks. They should bring out Blinks again. Blinks was a great game.
Because I know right now they're creating a couple of new IPs like Starfield. We'll see how well that does.
But by who?
Red.
By who? That's not a new
Bethesda.
IP.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like
Yeah.
they don't. Bungie was its own. They made their own little games, but they got their major break with Halo, right?
Yeah. and
Gears
then
of
now,
War,
and now they make their
which is
Destiny
Epic Games. They had to make a break, right?
Yeah.
What's the third one? Forza.
Crackdown.
Turn 10.
I forgot Crackdown.
Yeah.
They had Xbox had Crackdown. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
Xbox had
Crackdown,
Crackdown. That was funny because that was one of those games that came out, and it was like, oh, it's a big deal. It wasn't a really big deal, but it sold well, so it did really good.
But then 3 was pretty bad.
Yeah. Then it became like a Saints Row,
Yeah.
so it kind of,
Yeah.
But so when if this acquisition goes, it's like they and not cheated because they paid for it, but now they have all the big wig titles, which is fine because we got a heavy, for PlayStation, we got, we got we got
The
big titles.
The big issue is the whole the King deal, obviously, that's one of the big things, and
Yeah.
the Call of Duty thing.
Yeah.
It really is like that's
Yep.
one of the big things. Like,
And again, the rumor is Sony might be taking Take Two,
but
so
if
that could be
happens,
that could be a good,
I mean, if Microsoft wants to be petty with their Call of Duty, Sony, if
You know
that
damn well
Take
they
Two,
will.
Sony will be like, okay, I guess no Grand Theft Auto.
Think about it.
Sorry.
Think about it. We just talked about it. Think about it here. Ready? How are they gonna keep Call of Duty on another platform if they could just bring all that as a service to their own Xboxes, move their own units, and knowing that will sell units, keep it. Don't give Sony any opportunity for Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
But that's why, companies are trying to stop this deal because of what you just said.
Yeah. It's
Because
just
Call of Duty is that big of a deal. It is that big of a deal. It's a
course.
seller. It's a
It
game
moves-
seller.
it
It
moves
moves
units.
systems. It moves systems, yes.
it moves units, man. It's out there. But will they give it to Sony? No. And they don't give a shit about Nintendo. Of course they'll give them 10 years. It don't
Yeah, they're
fucking
like
matter.
give them a 10-year deal, yeah. But who's playing Call of Duty
Who's
on their
buying
Switch?
Who's buying a Switch to play Call of Duty?
No, you're going to play Pokemon. You're going to play Mario. You're going to play Kirby. You're going to play Yoshi. You're going to play Super Smash Bros. You're not playing Grand Theft Auto. You're not playing Call of Duty. You're not playing those type of games on your Switch.
You could try.
It's not good. No.
You could try.
You want the better.
And hang on. You
Because
want the
if you're gonna play games like that, you need to go like PS5 or Xbox. You can't play
Yeah.
those on the Switch. You
Yeah,
can't.
you don't.
You just can't.
Or PC.
Or PC, exactly.
You know.
You can't do that on a Switch. No, Switch has great games. I love the Switch. It's not a Call of Duty machine.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
not.
So look, Call of Duty is going to sell. If the acquisition goes through, Xbox will not have Call of Duty on the Sony. And if it did, to a limited capacity, or not even 10 years, probably 3, or maybe every year. But Xbox gets the newest one, then a year after, Sony gets the leftovers, while Call of Duty gets another one. Not to mention, Call of Duty says they're going to do it every 2 years, so that does make sense. If this goes through, so Call of Duty can bring out a new game, bring it out for Xbox 1 year later, bring it out to PlayStation 5, while they're baking on a new one. When they make a new one, Sony's only at 2 years, while Xbox is on the third year with another new Xbox on new Call of Duty on the Xbox. It's a whole bunch of bullish. But that concludes our episode 70, B.o.P Gaming Live, every Tuesday, starting 7:30 p.m. And we are going to be fixing a little mic set up a little bit better.
Yeah.
And,
Still trying to figure this out.
thank you guys, TikTok family. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, sir. And we are here. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere.
Yeah, but everywhere.
We have an Instagram too. We're gonna be a lot on that on what's that PAX East.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be at
I
PAX
kind of didn't
East.
want to say anything until like the week before, but
Yeah.
like we're going to PAX East.
Yeah,
so
we'll be there.
that'll be good. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a lot. of
First
fun.
time convention type deal. You never been to PAX, but you've been
I've
to
never been.
conventions for
I've been to
days.
conventions, but I've never been to PAX. So, this
So
will
if
be
I
my
if
first
I
time.
if I get anxiety, start hyperventilating, and get mad, then cool me down.
Yeah.
Do something.
I know how to handle the con stuff.
I might pull a few interviews here and there, or just kind of bask in the ambiance. We're gonna get BBJ as our tour guide if he's available. So
Hopefully, you'll see.
be aware. I'm gonna bug him like, where to go, where to go. You know, I think it should be fun. I think it'll be great. See some games and maybe try out some games.
Yeah, exactly. I would love that. Try some of the indie titles, or maybe I know Nintendo's supposed to be there,
Yeah, so that's good.
so I'm happy about that. Nintendo's supposed to be there.
That's good. All right, man. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. Next week, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. We are here and live. Peace.
Peace.